Hi guys, hope you are doing well. This is Shubh here. Welcome to my channel Tech Interview Guider. So again I come with another interview experience video. This time company name is Thoughtworks. So please stay tuned on this video and don't forget to like, share, subscribe our channel. So Thoughtworks is a renowned MNC company who have their headquarters in Chicago, United States. In India they have their multiple offices. In India they have their office in Bangalore, Pune, Gurgaon. So Thoughtworks is a renowned MNC company. Their tech stack is pretty good, I will say. You can work with different technologies there. Also, best part is their work culture and work-life balance. Those things are pretty good. So it is a really good company who have their office in India. Hi Aditi, thanks for coming to
Hi.
the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So Aditi recently got a development role in Thoughtworks. So Aditi, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So my name is Aditi Deepak. Currently, I'm working in Thoughtworks Bangalore office as a consultant graduate developer. Before joining Thoughtworks, I was working previously in a different organization in Kolkata, and then I got an opportunity to join Thoughtworks. So right now, I'm allocated to a project that is based on Golang and React. So yeah, that's all about me.
Yeah, that's great. So Aditi, can you tell us what are the interview rounds are there in Thoughtworks?
Yeah, so basically, to get into ThoughtWorks, you'll have to go through, I'll talk about myself.
Yeah.
So there are basically 4 rounds. The first round is the coding round. The second round is a pair programming round. The third one is a tech interview. And the fourth one is like a social kind of an HR round where you'll have to talk about the different, because a lot of things in ThoughtWorks focus a lot about the culture and, the different practices that we have at ThoughtWorks. So the last round, the HR round, mainly focuses on the different cultures and the things that we follow at ThoughtWorks. So it's kind of an HR round, but a little longer than that.
Okay. So the first round was like online assessment or kind of round?
Yeah. So first round was an online assessment, which I gave on HackerRank. So there were 2 questions on DSA, and there were like, I think 10 MCQs based on the different core CS subjects that we have. So yeah.
So do you remember those questions or any topic from where they asked?
I think the questions were mostly, they were not very difficult. They were kind of a medium level, easy to medium level questions.
Okay.
One of them was based on string manipulation. There were different queries that we had, like we had to have different queries. And the second question, as far as I could remember, was based on arrays. So yeah, it was not a very difficult question.
Okay, mostly based on linear DSL.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, got your point. Second round is a pair programming round.
Yes.
So it's pretty new. Can you tell about this round? Like, I guess this round, but not for other companies have not taken. So can you tell a bit about that?
Sure. So pair programming is basically where 2 developers sit together, brainstorm, and work on a piece of code. So this is something that is practiced heavily in ThoughtWorks. Pair programming is something that we follow as devs in ThoughtWorks. So basically in pair programming round, you'll be paired with one of the thought worker. You'll be given like a long problem statement, which will have like different, different requirements.
Okay.
You'll be asked to code that solution in any object-oriented programming of your liking. It might, I mean, for me, it was Java, so I was comfortable in Java. So, and it has to be in an object-oriented approach, because that is like very, very important. You can't go and do a procedural approach there. So that was something. And then the thought worker might come, look at your code, give you some feedback, some inputs. So based on that, you have to keep changing your code, keep updating it. So that is mostly what pair programming does.
It's kind of development assignment kind of thing.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And also you make sure you need to write code as per industry standard, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, got your point. And third round was a technical round. So do you
Third round was a technical.
What kind of question they ask in the technical round?
Yeah, so the technical round is mostly whatever you have mentioned in your CV. So I was asked questions from the projects that I had done in my final year. The different core CS subjects like operating system, computer networks, DBMS. DBMS was really very important.
Okay.
And then mostly questions from DSA, because again, we have, DSA questions are generally asked in the tech interviews.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like fairly DSA plus CS subjects plus your projects.
So like from your understanding, it's mostly on DSL round and computer fundamentals. And
yes,
round is focused on the development also. Bit of development.
Yes, right. Definitely.
Okay. Got your point. Thank you. Thanks for sharing the information. So Aditi, can you tell us, is it off-campus opportunity or on-campus opportunity for you?
So for my case, it was an off-campus opportunity. I got through a referral.
Okay.
So mostly what happens is that ThoughtWorks releases like all these different hiring challenges for women or for general candidates all the time. So I got a referral few days back from one of my friends. It was a female-only hiring that was happening.
Okay.
So then he referred me, and I got an email regarding the online assessment. But for people, if people want to, if someone is not getting the referral and still they want to know how they can get into ThoughtWorks, they can always go to Hacker Earth. There are all these different online challenges that are happening. ThoughtWorks also conducts like a lot of challenges on Hacker Earth itself. So if you go and give those challenges, solve the questions there, then you might, clear the opportunity, and you can sit for a technical interview.
Okay, got your point. So it's an off-campus opportunity for you, and you applied by April.
Yes.
Okay, got you. So can you tell us, like, those are students who have their upcoming interview in ThoughtWorks, how should they prepare?
So talking about the coding round, like the first round, you can mostly practice the medium to easy questions from lead code. I did some lead code, like not very rigorous, but yeah, some very general questions on lead code. Plus, I was also looking at all these different algorithms from Geeks for Geeks. I mean, I think all the devs go to
Yeah.
Geeks for Geeks. So, and for the pair programming round, I did like brush up my object-oriented programming because we are not usually very versed with writing object-oriented programming code during our college days. So it's better if if you could look at some sample problems and try to solve from those. For technical interview, again, like there are a lot of resources available online. You can always go to Geeks for Geeks. There are previous interview experiences that people share. You can go through those, and you'll get a fair amount of idea on how questions are being asked. One focus is mainly on database, because what happens is that they might ask you to normalize your tables and have like different they'll talk about the different keys, might ask you to design a schema, things like that. So database is something that's really, really important. Also, one advice would be that make sure that whatever you mention in your CV, you should be very, very well versed with that, because they might ask anything and everything from your resume. So and talking about the resources, like online we do have like a fair amount of resource available. You can go to different websites like Geeks for Geeks, or maybe um, Lead Code, Hacker Earth. You'll find like a lot of fair amount of questions there. So yeah.
Where you have prepared the DBMS part?
Yeah, so actually in my case, I was preparing for the GATE exam. So a lot of my theory part was covered under preparation for GATE. So that was how like I prepared. So yeah.
And also I forgot to ask one thing, that is there any specific design questions they have asked, like low level design, high level design?
So for freshers, there are no questions from system design actually.
Okay.
But I think for someone who has some experience, maybe like 1 or 2 years of experience, there might be questions on system design.
Okay, okay, got your point. Thank you. So Aditi, can you tell us what kind of tech stacks are available in ThoughtWorks?
Yeah, so you mean you'll get to work on anything and everything.
Okay.
There are like a variety of different tech stacks available. So I started with Java and Spring Boot. Then right now I have shifted to Golang and React. And then there are all of these different DevOps that we work on, like Docker, Kubernetes, Postman, and all of these different things. You'll get like a hands-on experience on all the different tech stacks that you could possibly imagine.
Okay.
So yeah, it's great working here.
Okay, okay, got your point. Thank you. You told us like ThoughtWorks interview mostly based on DSL code development and like a bit of computer fundamentals. So can you tell us from what are the resources available for preparing DSL code computer fundamentals? Where should they prepare?
Yeah, so personally, in my case, for preparing about these DSA algorithms, DSA fundamentals and things like that, I was trying to solve like as many questions on lead code. So I did like a lot of questions on lead code itself. Did some questions on HackerRank as well. So we have like all these different coding platforms, CodeChef and Hacker Earth. So you can go to those coding platforms and solve questions from there. And I think that is more than enough.
Okay.
Because I mean, according to me, a lot of difficult algorithms are not really asked. So the questions are mostly based on simple approaches, but it might be little jumbled up in terms of, you know, how they're placed. So, and for, again, as I mentioned, for the computer science fundamentals, I was preparing for GATE from Unacademy.
Okay.
So, and plus, I think from Geeks for Geeks also, there are like a lot of resources available in terms of CS fundamentals. So you can go to that and you can brush up your CS fundamentals from there.
That's great. Thanks for sharing the information. I guess it will be helpful for the upcoming students preparing for interviews.
Yeah, sure.
So did you tell us there is a specific round like code pair round in ThoughtWorks? So you told us like that coding will be based on any OOPS language. So do we need to know any frameworks, specific framework we need to know?
Not really, because as a fresher, you are not really expected to know a lot about. I mean, it's always a good thing if you know Spring Boot and other frameworks. But in the code pair round, you're not really expected to write anything using any framework. It's just a plain Java object-oriented code.
Okay, got your point. Thank you. So Aditi, thanks once again for coming to my YouTube channel. It was pleasure to talk with you. I hope you have shared the experience that will help for upcoming students who have the interview in ThoughtWorks. Thanks once again sharing that information.
Thank you, Shubharup. Thanks for having me here. It's great if I could, you know, help people around to get into ThoughtWorks. That would be really great. Yeah, and thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
And I would wish, you know, good luck to everyone who is like preparing for different jobs. So I hope you crack your jobs wherever you are aiming for. So yeah.
Thank you. Thanks once again.